Hi, I'm Andy Finn, Parts Manager for Tom Neal Waycross. I'd like to talk to you for a minute about air brake inspections with the DOT. When you get stopped with an air brake inspection or any inspection, down on the side of the road is not an option. It's a waste of your time, waste of your money. So let's go over a few facts and a few tips that you can use to help from being stopped and being on the side of the road. Let's talk a little bit about automatic slack adjusters. Automatic slack adjusters have been required on all trucks since 1993. So do not take your automatics off over a few dollars. Automatic slack adjusters come in many designs. This is a lever design, a very common one. All of these are common. There's all kinds, but this lever design is a very common one. All slack adjusters also have a grease fitting. A small amount of grease when you do that PM is what you need. Do not pump it full of grease. Just a small amount. Also, we have a Meritor slack here. Same thing. This one has a rubber boot on it. If the boot's torn, it's time to replace. Also has a grease fitting. Same thing. Small shot of grease. This one has a release pawl. If you go to adjust to let the brakes off on this one, you have to pull that pawl out. Tom Neal has those tools that you can buy to pull those out and use the wrench to back it off. Okay. Next, we have a gunite. Gunite looks very similar to a Bendix, looks very similar to a Cruson, Brunner, but they have the word gunite on them. You should never mix and match one wheel with another. Same thing, we have a grease fitting. I got my hand covering it. We have grease fitting, but we also have manual, the automatic levers. Always use the template that comes with that slack adjuster to set it up. That's crucial, those angles. You need to set it up properly every time. Don't guess. Let's talk about brake shoes for a minute. Whenever you look at your brakes, you say, oh, I've got plenty of lining length. There's actually on the shoe, all shoes now are required to have a go, no-go area. And when you get to that no-go area, there's a line on most shoes. There's a V cut in this particular one. Some have a notch. But when you get to that point, DOT considers that shoe worn out. So you want to look for that and see how close you are to that. The other thing is a brake drum. A brake drum, 99% of them on trucks today are 16.5-inch drums. And when they go to 16 5/8, they are worn out. DOT, they are worn out. That is only a 1/16 of an inch per side. So you look at that drum and say, oh, it's not bad, but a 1/16 of an inch is worn out. So keep a close eye on those drums. Let's talk about air leaks on your truck. Air leaks can be audible. They can be where you can't hear them at all. A good way to test for that is with soapy water, such as this compressor braided line. It has a little line, it's a braided steel line. Air can just bubble out of here. You can get a soapy solution in a spray bottle and find air leaks here because engine noise won't allow you to hear it. But you can also do it anywhere on the truck, any fitting, any valve, spray it down. The soapy solution will form air bubbles and you can find your leak. Air leaks on a truck sometimes only happen during certain situations. For instance, you push your yellow button in. When you push your yellow button in to release the brakes on the truck, then you start having a leak. That does not mean that button is bad or the valve that air is coming out of is bad. That means that you have a bad parking brake chamber. And that you should check your parking brake chambers one by one, and then you can narrow down which one it is and replace that chamber. That's the problem with that leak. Also, on an air compressor, I get calls and say, hey, my truck only builds up 30 pounds of air. What's wrong? Am I got a bad compressor? No, 9 times out of 10, it is not a bad compressor. It is a bad air leak. Air leak that is not audible. It's one of those quiet air leaks, but it won't go over 30 pounds. If your air compressor will build 30 pounds, it'll build 150 pounds. So hunt for that leak.